This is the RGB controller. We got SATA cable, RGB controller. I'm guessing that this is the fan hub. And then this. Oh yeah. This is the new heatsink. All four of these are going to make that thing run better. Oh yeah. RGB fan. And the kit, which I will definitely have to read the instructions. Which that's going to be fun. I don't do that. And then the heatsink. Oh my god. That is massive. And then in here, see, I'm doing it one-handed at the moment. Fun. It's not really fun when you're having to try your best to do it one-handed. Okay, I can't do it one-handed. Otherwise I'll have to rip the box open. This is a fan hub. Oh, it has that good smell to it. Yeah, it has that really good nice smell. Oh my word, that's a lot of ports. Okay, that is that, and that is that, and then that is that. Okay. That's a lot of ports. I don't even know where the camera angle is resting, to be honest. I'm guessing. I'm just playing games and guessing at this, right? Okay, so that goes into the SATA. Alright, let me spin you. Okay, so this obviously goes into the SATA port. This also goes into the SATA port as well. But nevertheless, this is the RGB controller thing. And that controls all the lights and everything. And then this is also the RGB controller thing. And that controls all the lights. And then that basically goes in there. Yep. And then it turns the RGB controller board in that actually has a controller board here, but you can actually, believe it or not, control it on here. And then that means, there you go, you have two SATA ports. And then that means if you want to, you can go ahead and get this SATA kit. Oh my word, this is really long. But and then yeah, it just means that this will work with one another. And then that is just fan. This plugs into your fan connector. That's a restart switch. And then that is your fan pin header, so then it remembers that, so your PC knows that something's plugged in, and it's not like nothing's plugged in. And then yeah, this is the cooler, and then this is the fan that goes on the cooler. Now it comes with an RGB controller and thing, but nevertheless, this needs to I need to try and mount this onto here. And it should have come with mounting brackets. This is a remote for the RGB controller. Oh no. Oh look, it came with thermal paste. Hell yeah. Oh no, it came with a different mounting bracket. Well, I hope that it still works with the original though. Okay, so by the looks of stuff, this is what supports the fan. So that clips in there, that clips in there, and then somehow I'm guessing somehow that clips into to there, and then I think I've clipped it in the wrong orientation. Maybe I try this way. Yeah, I think it is this one, and I think you, generally speaking, have to stretch it just to get it on there. And then here comes the other one, which this one goes on there. And then nevertheless, am I installing it the correct way? Maybe. Because if it faces, it needs to face. If it faces this way, then that means that it's blowing air. But that will look nicer. Yeah, it will look nicer if it blows. If you have it this way, then that means it looks nicer. At the same time, that's sucking air, and you want it to blow at air, and not suck it. Okay. Yes, this is me trying to figure out how on earth you actually install one of these bad boys. 4 minutes so far into the video, and all you've seen is me trying to put this fan on this heatsink. Fan! I mean, it's on there. Yeah, that's on there. And then the wire has to be so short now, doesn't it? Fan! Alright, install time. Okay. Jesus Christ, that's a bit heavy. Just a bit. I forgot how heavy this thing was. Alright. This is gonna be fun, because I've got to take the old cooler off and put in the new cooler. But the new cooler has different mounting brackets, so this is going to be way more funner. Yay! Okay, so I've got the glass panel. You can see there's the glass panel. I got it out. And then you can now see, look, I did try and put the fourth fan here to make sure that this blowed fresh air in and push it out. And then you got the RJB fan here, and then you got the normal fan here. I'm actually going to remove and take this fan out because obviously I need to install the new cooler into it. And I just actually really do hope that I don't need another 5-pin to 4-pin adapter. And this motherboard can run without knowing that that is plugged in. But I'm going to take this fan out because, well, yeah, I'm going to be putting that one in. So, yeah, it makes sense. Of course, you don't need that fan. You don't need that fan in when you've got another fan that is already in. Alright, there's the magnetic cover. Oh, I'm trying to know all the new stuff. Oh no, that's not good. Alright, take out this fan. I don't need it in here now. Alright, that's one screw. That's 2 screws. That's 3 screws. And then a 4th screw, which just comes out here. Now, this should not be attached onto anything, but it looks like it is. So I'm hoping that well, bear in mind that that's the original fan. So bear in mind that that's the original fan, and if that gets broken, then I'm beaten. Okay, so the wire, allegedly, the wire is okay. How the hell did I get that in there? Oh, okay, so I found the other end. You sure that's the other end? Oh my word. So I've not done goose myself a bit here, but I think I might have. I should have taken the wire out first, not tried to do it the other way. I know why it's struggling now, because I winded it through the cables, so it couldn't get out. And it would look neater and tidier and cleaner. There you go. That is the old fan that was resting on the top of the case. That is now officially out because I don't need it anymore. Because I've actually got a new I/O shield thing, you could say. I don't know what they're called. Heat sinks. RJB with controller. Yeah, that's the wrong one now. Oh look! Oh look what I found! A random... Oh look what I found! A random USB 3.0 cable. Well, that can just stay in there. Because the motherboard don't support it. No, I'm sorry, but the motherboard don't support USB 3.0. So I can't actually plug that in. But nevertheless, I have a graphics card here and that actually has USB 3.0 on it. So it don't matter. Okay, this USB right here, which is this one, can also be disconnected because this is the RJB controller for the RJB fan. You can see, look, it's USB to LED, which is also this. I don't need that anymore. Alright, let's try and do the I/O. And hope that I don't break it this time. God's sake. Remember the last time? That's not coming out. And I feel like I'm actually scratching the board now because it's not going to come out. Oh no, this is going to break it. Yeah, there's thermal paste in there. Yep, I'm breaking it. Ah, there we go. Something clicked. Take that out. Definitely get a new CPU cooler for crying out loud. Oh my god, I was this close to touching this, the old one. Yeah, we don't want that happening again. No, we don't want that happening again. Alright, let's get the IO out and hope that this doesn't do anything bad. I'm hoping that it comes out and then realising that I need a towel. Bigger screwdriver. So this is also a good opportunity to check it, or to start this and everything, to be honest. Now, I think I saw a video or something like that. You gotta go slow on this. When taking the CPU off, you gotta go slow. Now, the full screw is not exactly screwed on, by any means. Alright, now. So I only have to be concerned about just 3. Okay, it looks like that is out. That's out. Don't tell me that this was actually doing something. Oh no! Don't do this to me. Oh, it's come free. Alright, let's see. Did that CPU? I'm going to take this cable out because it's in my way. How good is it? Oh my word. Okay, it's not that bad, I think. I think that's not that bad, surely. Replace that. Now we've got to figure out how to install this. How'd you do it?
A few moments later.
Oh, okay, that explains it. I could only screw in the one screw that wasn't screwed in properly. This thing's lost its stick, that's why. But luckily enough, it actually came with a brand new one, so I could stick this down instead now. Oh, that worked that time. Now, I got some spare thermal paste from last time around. Ta-da! Because I got it with this cooler, which is also terrible because it's the exact same as the original one, which would not do anything, to be honest. But I got a brand new one. Now, loads and loads of people, I don't know why, they forgot to peel off the sticker. Warning, please peel off the label before you... So it even says on it, warning, please remove the label before using. Alright. Nice. And now, from once sitting down to standing back up again because I can't make my mind up. Honestly, I think there is enough thermal paste already on it, but I'm just gonna put a little bit on here just so it has something to respond with. And that should be fine. Nevertheless, it already has thermal paste on it. So that, ta-da! And then that just needs to go in there, which is the difficult part. Because I gotta make sure that this orientation, so I faced it, so it faces that way. Okay. Oh, crying out loud! A fan's in the way. Oh, yeah, I can definitely feel that thermal paste kicking in. Jesus Christ, this is massive. Oh, this is so difficult because one side can go down, whilst one side doesn't. One side goes down, but the other side doesn't. Take my hoodie off. Because it's... We ain't playing funny games now. Hoodie is now off. Yo, mister, I'm going down. I have an idea. Okay, that idea actually worked. But this one, okay, that one's now actually properly in. Okay, so I'm going to put a fan on now, because without it, it won't work the way it's supposed to work. So I'm going to put it right next to the ram, so in hopes that that will work. Oh, this is like a mini workout. Okay, that's actually on. Okay, now I'm going to take this 5-pin to 4-pin adapter because I know for sure that this is going to interfere with everything if there isn't actually a CPU plugged in. So I'm going to plug this 4-pin to 5-pin adapter into that CPU slot. So then that means that that is occupied. And now I'm going to plug in the motherboard cable, because that needs power, because otherwise how else is it supposed to turn on? And then I'm going to disconnect the SATA cable from that thing, and then now I can plug in all this lot. Fan. It's a load of wires and mess, but as long as if you know what you're doing, which in my case I know what I'm doing, then it should be fine. So this is a random, believe it or not, this is actually a random SATA cable, and I found it while I was editing the video, episode 1 video, which that actually is coming out tomorrow. But that basically goes in there, and then nevertheless I feel like, no, that's not going to go in there. Disconnect that real quick. I'm going to move that cable, because of how long this cable is, I'm actually going to disconnect this SATA cable from the SATA cable, and actually plug it in directly into that USB socket, because now that means that this cable can actually rest. I don't need this cable anymore, so that can say see you later. That is part of that can actually rest there, and then now we can plug this into the other SATA port. Oh boy. And we will now plug this into our hard drive. Now, this is the wrong way to do it, now I think about it, because this is going to slow down transfer speeds. It's like, oh, boy, you better make your mind up. Plug that in there. Now you plug that adapter into there, and then the first thing that will get power is that USB, is the USB hard drive. Other way around, I'm guessing. Oh my god, does that fit? Okay, that fits, I think. Okay, now I'm going to plug in this fan hub, which is actually needed to be honest, to actually power all the new fans. We need this fan hub, so there you go. And then right at the end, what we're actually going to do is plug in this cable, which you can't actually see what I'm doing to be honest, there you go. Plug in this cable right at the end, and then there you go. That is a load of loose wires. That is a bunch of random wires and loose, and yeah, it's not ideal. But as long as if it works, you could say. Now, this that goes into the 4-pin to 5-pin adapter, so that means it registers that there is indeedly fans plugged in. And now we are going to plug this in. Now this one has to be plugged into pin 1, because this is your main power source. Now I'm just hoping that it will work. Alright, that is now plugged in, and without realising I've made a little bit of a mistake in the cable management, because that's going underneath that cable, and you do not want it to go underneath your cable. Plug that in there. Okay, there you go. The only problem now that I'm seeing is all the cables for the fans are all over here. So this is going to be fun.
A few moments later.
Okay, I'm going to do 0.5x. But okay, I think I did it. So we got this 5-pin to 4-pin adapter just sitting up here, chilling up here. That comes down into this adapter, and then you can see I've quite nicely cable tied it. I'm going back to 1x now, I think about it. And you can see I've had to cable tie it right there, and then you can see that all the cables, all the necessary cables have to be plugged in just right in here. Now this is your main fan, so this fan is your main fan, because if this doesn't get if this doesn't work, then it won't blow cold air through this heatsink and then come through the other side, and then that means that this fan right here will spin. And then, yeah, that, which is good. And then you have another one, which is the R2 one. That comes down and possibly gets plugged into one of these fans. I can't tell, or this one. I can't really to one of these fans. And then it has the RGB controller fan module, which is part of this one, that gets plugged in just right there. And then this one, believe it or not, this one comes down, and then it actually latches, and it actually, believe it or not, connects onto another fan. And I know for sure that this fan is actually this fan right here, but the cable is just not long enough. Alright, it is long enough, because I've stuck it up here, never mind. But either way, that still gets power, so meaning all three fans should get power, and even the fourth fan that is on this brand new heatsink, that gets power. The only thing that is not connected now is this is completely empty now, because I've plugged it into the CPU one, and the main fan, which the first one you have to plug into your main fan, like the one that you mainly want to spin up like straight away, is this one. So this is the main fan that I want to be blowing through straight away. So without further ado, I'm going to put it back on the floor and see if it works. I hope now it works, because this was supposed to solve my problem. So yeah. And then the RGB thing, by the way, is just sticking out the side right here, which I might just blue tack here, to be honest. I don't know, so yeah. Okay, I'm hoping this works. So here's the PC. The monitor is obviously there. Lower it just a little bit so you can see it. I'm hoping that this thing turns on, but nevertheless, it doesn't have a second fan plugged in. No, only one fan is plugged in. But nevertheless, this is the original. Who remembers this? Yeah, this is the original case that it came in. And we've come such a long way for this thing. But I'm just going to unscrew this. How long do I have? 8 minutes worth of recording. Okay, that should be fine. This is the old thermal paste. I should wipe that off, but yeah, well. So, if it doesn't boot up, knowing that there's not a second fan plugged in, because originally it had this fan plugged in, and then it had the case fans plugged in through the 4-pin to 5-pin adapter. Now the 4-pin and 5-pin adapter is plugged into the one where this one used to be plugged into, and then there's nothing plugged into this one. So it's going to be very, very interesting if it will boot on its own without knowing that it needs an extra fan, or without knowing that it needs the original fan with it. I'm hoping that it doesn't need the original fan with it, because to say the least, this project will come to an end, and this is always the scary part. But oh well, I have to get it done and out. Oh my god! RJB fans. Oh, F1. Oh my god! There's blue RGB fans, and it's loading. Oh my god, it's loading. Oh my god! Look at that! Oh my god! Oh my god! Wait, hang a minute. This controls it. That does nothing. Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! I'm keeping it on that mode. Oh, you can feel that. That's really good airflow as well. I can't really feel the airflow within the heatsink. Oh wait, no, there is airflow here, because... Oh my god! It actually works! Oh my god. This is my actual true... I'm changing that fan to an RJB fan. I don't care what it says. I'm changing that to an RJB fan. And yet it works. I don't actually need this fan in. No, it just straight up works. And it's blue. The RJB. It's RJB. RJB. And the fans just immediately turned on and spun. And I didn't actually have to manually turn one or anything, and it just works. Oh, that's crazy. And this remote control actually controls the RGB, and I thought I had to control it from this little thing. No, you don't. It just controls off this thing. Oh my god. Okay, second RGB fan is in. So we've got two different RGB fans now. So we've got RGB there, and on this one, and then it's just this one is missing out. So, yeah. Now, I feel so confident in the fact within this project. Now, I'm actually going to put this back on. Yeah, I'm going to put the cover back on. In 3, 2, 1. Oh my god! It's blue! F1. Oh my god! It's blue! Look at it! In all its glory! I just booted straight away! Look at it all, this glory! 2 RGB fans, and 1 on the heatsink, and proper cooling! All of these fans are getting their bright, respectful power draw. Like, that's... I'm taking this out. Come on, take this out. How much wind are we talking now? Because knowing one RGB fan, there was quite a lot of wind. Oh yeah, oh that's so cold. Obviously that's going through a heatsink, so yeah, most likely this one forces air through the little tiny fins, and then you can feel the air draft a little bit, and then this one sucks it out completely, and then it goes through like that. That's so cool. And then the RGB thing I've just stuck in right there. Yeah, I've just stuck in it underneath the hard drive, to be honest, because it's like, well, yeah, it's not sticking out here anymore. No, it just sits underneath the hard drive. I can't be arsed now. But it's so cool. And also, this fan, yeah, this one right here, I've actually plugged it into this. I've managed to plug it into this socket right here. But you can see the cable length. As soon as it gets plugged in, it goes in straight away. And then these cables, 1, 2, 3, 4, they are all connected together because they're 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then these 2 are hooked up into this one. Oh, it's so cool.